Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I will be covering some small differences between GMS and KMS that you may have not been aware of. It's quite the substantial list, so grab some snacks and a beverage, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Did you know that GMS reward point shop and the KMS reward point shops were different? Yeah, you can only buy 3 things in the KMS RP shop. No black cubes, or button slots, or anything else. Also, defeating elite mobs drops some reward points in KMS, and you can get a total of 20 every single day. Moving on, let's talk about NX outfits. If you play at the PC Cafe, you get a perk for playing at the PC Cafe, and you get free NX outfits. So there's actually a tab in the cash shop dedicated for PC Cafe players, and then you just go in, choose it, it's free. You can wear it as you play, and then if you log out, obviously it or like it'll stay on your character if you log back in at a PC Cafe, but if you log back on to like your own computer, it'll be gone because it's not considered a PC Cafe computer. I've never tried it. Also, during KMS holidays or like Korea holidays, there are a lot of times where Nexon has given out like cash outfits to celebrate the holiday. So that's like do a certain number of missions or quests related to the holiday, and then at the end you get, you know, your cash NX outfit. And so it definitely doesn't come to GMS because it's not a American holiday, it's a Korean holiday. And so there are some, you know, NX outfits that are really nice, and it'll never see the light of day in GMS just because it's a holiday thing. And speaking about NX stuff, friendship rings, they don't exist in Korea. So I do know that there are some friendship rings, like the kin ring that gives you like bonus EXP in a party or something like that in GMS. That I have never seen ever in KMS. I don't even know if you have like effect friendship rings. Like if you have someone on your buddy list with the same ring as you, and if you stand next to each other, there's like a certain effect. Like how if 2 players get married, and like if you stand together, there's like a heart that pops out. Yeah, I don't know. In GMS, we have a hair and face kind of area that we can click on under our equipment. We can click on salon, and then you can get to the hair and face part of our character customization. And then you can, whenever you get a new hairstyle or you get a new face, you can just save them in that salon area. Yes, it's limited, but you can buy slots in the reward point shop, and so that's fine and dandy. In KMS, you have to wait for the mannequins to, as a reward, you have to be given a mannequin for you to save your hairstyle and to save your face onto that mannequin. And you can't buy the mannequin in the reward point shop because they only sell 3 things in the reward point shop, or you can only buy 3 things in the reward point shop. And so it's extremely difficult to customize your character to the way that you want, but at the same time everyone looks so beautiful. I don't know how that happens. It's just, how do they? And like if you want, like, here's the thing, if I want to change my hairstyle whenever I want in GMS, I pay 100,000, and if I have that hair saved, then I can switch that hair. Obviously if it's if I want to change the color, then I'd have to buy the you know, the dye coupon from the cash shop. In KMS, those things are very difficult to come by. Like, I have like a bunch of hairstyles saved in my GMS character, and it's like if I feel like I want to rock this hairstyle, I want to rock this face, like I can change it at any time. All I have to do is like pay the 100,000 mesos, and then, you know, you're set. You can change your style, whatever. In KMS, it's like, yeah, you can do the same thing, but I've been playing my Adele for almost 2 to 3 years now, and I don't have that many slots compared to GMS, because like they just don't give out mannequins that often. And so my Adele is kind of stuck with that hairstyle, with that face for a very long time. Same with my dual blader. Like, you get like a default, like a few default slots, but after that, you're on your own. Next, let's move on to the auction house. Yes, you can buy red, black, and bonus cubes in the auction house in KMS. Obviously, this depends on the server's economy, but in Bera, the prices actually seem pretty decent. And to also touch on the auction house, you can actually buy pets in the auction house, and they're very cheap. The last time I bought one was around 20 something mil. The lowest I've seen was 9 mil, so there you go. There's no reason to have a Blackheart pet, essentially. Also, the Blackheart pet is actually horrible in KMS because it only picks up meso. It doesn't even pick up anything else. So it's probably better to spend the 9 to 20 something mil for a pet that actually picks up everything. It's not a vac pet, but it'll still do the job. Moving on, since we're talking about pets, there are no such things as permanent pets, nor have I ever seen something around those lines. It's just non-existent. However, in GMS, I actually do own one permanent pet, the Junior Reaper, which is amazing. It's just the best thing ever because I don't have to worry about it expiring. And you can always just buy the auto feed, so you never have to worry about him going home. It's amazing. KMS, no such thing. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Maple Tour. This is only GMS exclusive, and the only way you can earn money in KMS is by doing Ursus every day. So the comparison for Maple Tour is that every week you get around maybe 140 mil. Is that right? If you also include all of the if you do all 7 runs every day for the entire week, I think you get 140 mil at the highest tier. I'm not sure. Someone fact check that for me, but you know, that's quite good compared to if you were to do Ursus 3 times a day with the 2x meso and exp rate. You only get around like 20 to 24 mil per day, and so at the end of the week you only have like 100 mil. Yeah, it kind of evens out, but here's the thing: Maple Tour doesn't require 18 people to do, and it's not time sensitive, like as in like you have to do it in a certain time where the 2x meso is current, right? The 2x meso buff is current. Ursus is kind of difficult to do in GMS because nobody does it, so that's a really weird thing. In KMS, whenever the 2x buff is there, everyone is doing it. There's like because it also lasts for quite a long time. I think it runs from like 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. every single day. There's no reason not to do it. It's 140 mil for that entire week if you do it. But it does rely on the server population and to have players to actually do it every single day. It's tough. So I think in GMS, Maple Tour is actually a really good solution for that problem. Also, during Ursus, yeah, there's 18 players and you know all attacking the damn bear, but in KMS, players clear that really fast. It's like less than a minute and you get the clear and you get your meso reward. So like literally it takes like 3 minutes to do every single day, and so why not, right? Maple Tour, it does take a tiny bit more to compare to how fast you can clear maps, and also the 7 runs, so that's like 7 minutes if you can clear them all within a minute. So there's that. Next, let's move on to golden hammers. Yes, we all know, I'm gonna exclude Reboot for this because they don't have spell tracing or slots, but in regular servers, golden hammers, we have 2 slots that we can add on to each piece of equipment. In KMS, it's only 1 slot, and that's it. So KMS players are technically gonna be always weaker? I don't know. This next spec I think everyone already kind of knows, but there's no Hayato or Kana in KMS, but there is in GMS. Yeah, any Japanese related content is kind of not existent in KMS. So when First Job was first released, people were asking like, oh, what about Hayato? What about Kana? Like, what kind of 5th job skills are they gonna get? Sorry. You just gotta wait and see. So yeah, on that topic, there is no Gollux, there's no Akechi, and there's no Seawater, because that's GMS exclusive. Okay, this next one we actually did have in GMS, but it got removed, but it's the pin system. In GMS, the pin system was kind of there just to make everything safe. Nobody could go into your, account unwanted, but now we have two-factor authentication, which is, you know, more secure. In KMS, we still have the pin system because people play at PC cafes really often, and so it's just another measure for that. Next, let's talk about hyper teleport rocks. There is no cooldown in GMS when you use the hyper teleport rock. There's a 30-minute cooldown in KMS when you use it. It's weird. I don't know why, but it's there. But who really needs a hyper teleport rock these days? The revamped Maple guide is so good. It just takes you directly to the map, well, close to the map. Moving on to a huge part of the differences between GMS and KMS. There's no familiars. There's no totems in KMS. So there's no such thing as frenzy. There's no such thing as getting a good roll on familiars. There's just none of that. In GMS, wow, we've got to pay for frenzy. We've got to buy wild totems. We can farm for familiars and try to get good rolls on them. It's quite the process. Moving on, let's talk about the captchas. When we use runes and or mine in GMS, it's just a simple 4 arrow captcha. In KMS, it kind of gets really crazy. It's the same system. However, there are times where I've seen the spinny captcha, the spinny arrow captcha. Oh my goodness, that was kind of crazy. There's also lie detectors. I've encountered the Violetta lie detector once. I've also encountered like random pop-up captchas where you have to type in the correct characters. And then also when you're creating a new character in your server, you have to type in a captcha. It just makes no sense to me, but it's cool that they have these systems in place to kind of monitor players' actions to make sure you're a legit player or you're actually playing the game legitimately. So that's cool. And while we're talking about creating accounts, if you want to create an account in KMS, you have to have a valid phone number. And in order to have a valid phone number, you have to have an alien registration card. And while we're talking about creating accounts, if you want to create an account in KMS, you have to have a valid phone number. And in order to have a valid phone number, you have to have an alien registration card. If you don't have these things, it's gonna be quite the hurdles to jump across. Yes, you can ask someone in Korea that has all these things, that hasn't made a Nexon account, to make the account for you, and then you can play with the VPN, and then you can play MAPLESTORY. Yeah, great. But if you don't have those things, it's very difficult to make an account in KMS. In GMS, all you need is an email verification, and you're good. If you don't want two-factor authentication, that's fine. That's on you. But it's pretty easy to make a GMS account, and you can play wherever as long as you have a VPN, obviously. So there's that. I'm also going to touch upon KMS's red PC and green PC. These are just like trusted PCs that you can put on your account. Essentially, it's like if you play at home and you know that, this is the only PC that I'm going to be on, or if you have like, a laptop and a PC, and sometimes you are outside and you still want to play MAPLESTORY outside, you can make those two PCs trusted and turn them into green PCs so that MAPLESTORY doesn't detect, oh, here's a red PC because it hasn't been it's not registered as trusted. There are certain times where I think trading meso market things are like some of the more touchy, sensitive things in game. You can't do those things, if I remember correctly, until you've made it a green trusted PC. It's just another security reason, but you have to make your PC a green PC, if that makes any sense, for you to like unlock everything. But yeah, there's no such thing as red or green PC in GMS. Now this one I don't think everyone knows, but it's kind of a tip. In GMS, you can press the letter Y on your keyboard and it automatically accepts the quests from, NPC dialogues. In KMS, that doesn't exist. So there's no point remapping your NPC button to anywhere else because there's no point. Like, so if you want to hold down dialogue in GMS, and if you move your NPC chat to the Y key, it'll automatically accept for you. But in KMS, that doesn't exist. So you still have to hold down the spacebar and then click yes at the end of the dialogue. And finally, let's move on to today's final point. Every Sunday is Spell Trace Fever Day in KMS. So there's no reason to wait until Spell Trace Fever Day because it's every Sunday. And then on top of that, you also get your Sunny Sunday, which is great. But yeah, every weekend, like if you have gear that you need to work on, just wait for the Sunday. It's so good. Like, why not do that for GMS? It's so good. Like, you don't have to stress about, oh, I gotta plan out these 3 days for Spell Trace Fever. If you miss it, you miss it, and you don't know when the next one's gonna come. Problem solved. Every Sunday, for these certain hours, just announce it on the website or whatever. It's every Sunday during these hours, Spell Trace Fever. Get your stuff done. There you go. Problem solved. So, if you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to show your support in whatever way you fancy, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.